my restless dreams, I see these movies. Silent Hill. You promised you'd give me a good movie someday, but you never did. Seriously, is it that hard? Return to Silent Hill, the third attempt at a Silent Hill movie, is in theaters now. I just did a full review on that, so check that out. Please, it is not doing very well. But yeah, now I'm here to rank the series. I had never seen the other two films prior to like the last week or so these are all first time watches. And remember, it's just my opinion. I would love to hear yours, but let's get started with the film in last place, Return to Silent Hill. Like I said, I just did a full review on this one, so I'm not going to go as into detail here, but go check that video out for more. And the first thing I'll say here, yeah, this movie is very bad. To be fair, the next movie is also very bad. I could see an argument where you put this one at number 2, but it's also like asking me which piece of shit I prefer. It's shit. This is in last place because it doesn't even attempt to tell a coherent story. James walks around, we get a flashback, he walks around some more, maybe encounters something, then we get another flashback, and this goes on for a while, just a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. The flashbacks are there to show us James and Mary's relationship and make us really care for them, but it didn't really work for me. And eventually, this pattern though, it did break, and they do start to give you some actual story. They set some stuff up, uncovering the mystery of what happened to Mary and Silent Hill. And then James is grabbed by a creature, and just as it's getting interesting, we cut away to James in a hospital, and apparently this is all in his mind. Okay, like maybe this could work. Let's see where they go with it. But no, it never comes up again. We cut back to Silent Hill, and we see James in a completely different location than where we left him in Silent Hill. And they get back to the story, but they really rush through it and spell it out for you. Like, really spell it out for you. Basically, we get the reveal that Mary is dead. James remembers that and then kills himself. Yeah, the fact that Mary's dead is treated as a plot twist in this movie. In the game, the whole reason that the letter was so intriguing and brought James to Silent Hill is because Mary had been dead. But in here, neither the audience or James is even aware of that for most of the movie. So yeah, James walks around for a while, we get that cut up with some flashbacks, then a sudden explanation of everything, and the movie ends. What the hell was that? There's things in here that make no sense, but I guess they needed to happen so we could have a movie. Like in the beginning, Mary's about to leave Silent Hill, but one of her suitcases bursts open, and the clothes aren't everywhere at this point. They were before, but not now when it matters. It would have taken 2 seconds to close it and get on the bus and get out of Silent Hill, but instead, she takes a few seconds and then tells the bus driver, just go, and now she's stuck in Silent Hill. What? Then in one of the flashbacks, Mary tells James, oh, I really wanted to leave Silent Hill, but I just couldn't tell you why I wanted to leave, so I was stuck here. What? The reason she couldn't leave is because she's stuck in some cult that like plays with her blood or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, Mary was gonna leave, but then she didn't for no real reason, and then she never could because she met some guy and now she's stuck in some cult. But you were stuck in the cult before and you were just gonna leave like it was no big deal. So just do that, right? On top of all that nonsense, the visuals are really lacking. Once in a while there's something cool like Pyramid Head, but they also spell out who that is. They tell you straight up twice. I think for the most part, this movie is just poorly directed, and I've seen some people defending the acting, but I also think that's pretty bad 90% of the time. A couple scenes, it was okay. And I just wanted to mention this. If you have light sensitivity at all, there's a scene in here, you're gonna get a seizure. I mean, it was, the strobe effect was so intense, and it went on for a while. Like, I'm pretty good with that stuff. That stuff does not bother me at all. But then after a while, I was like, oh my God, like I need a break. It just, yeah, it was really intense. So be ready for that. Just a very bad movie all around. And now for another very bad movie at number 2, Silent Hill Revelation. The reason this one is above the last is because it actually tells a story. A bad story, but still a story. Unlike Return to Silent Hill, this is a direct sequel to the movie that came before it, but unfortunately, it does not work as a sequel at all. We jump into it and find Alessa, now going by Heather, and Christopher on the run. So the ending of the last film has been undone, and we got some big gaps to fill in, but it could work if done right, and big surprise, it's not. So Rose, the mom, found a way to get Alessa back to the real world, back to reality, whatever, but Rose is still stuck in Silent Hill. That doesn't make sense though at all, because at the end of the first film, it was very clear they weren't stuck in Silent Hill. They left and even got all the way home. And that wasn't the only thing. There's so many things that they introduce in this movie that do not fit with what was in the first movie at all, and we're just supposed to go with it, I guess. It's so poorly written. Most of the dialogue is exposition, and there are some cringy ass scenes. Oh my god. Like when Alessa got to her new school and she gives everyone this big speech. At one point she says, "At school, don't even bother remembering my name, because I won't remember yours. This is nothing new to me." Maybe not exactly those words, but pretty much exactly those words, delivered exactly like that. Oh my god, it was hard to watch, but it was also pretty funny. I understand the writing is bad, and that's really hard to work with, but the lead performance is also not helping. Kit Harington and Sean Bean are in this movie too, and they do the best with what they're given, and it is pretty cool seeing Jon Snow and Ned Stark together. Also, the film wasted Carrie-Anne Moss, and that's just ridiculous. Some of the practical effects, makeup, and costumes looked alright, but the CGI most of the time was horrible. The visuals also don't really offer much. There's a couple of cool looking shots, but most of the time it's pretty bland. At least with Return of the Silent Hill, it seemed like they were trying to look good, but here it doesn't even feel like that. Things are built up with like almost no payoff. The climax is extremely rushed. They tease us with a cool final battle, but it lasted like 2 minutes. Plus the editing and the choreography, oh my god, it was horrible. Then at the very end, we get a cameo from Travis Grady for some reason. That's cool though, I guess. This movie was so bad, but at times, I did kind of get enjoyment out of that. And in first place, of course, Silent Hill. This movie is actually not bad at all, and when you compare it to the last two, it's a masterpiece. I always avoided watching this movie because I had only heard bad things, but then it was actually Chris Stuckman who kind of convinced me to add it to my watch list, and after watching it, yeah, this movie does deserve more love. This movie is definitely flawed though. The pacing is kind of all over the place. It gets going immediately, then really slows down with unraveling this mystery, until it eventually really picks up again and reveals everything. And keep in mind, this movie's a little bit over 2 hours. The good thing is though, it sucked me in right away and never let go. It is kind of slow, but exploring Silent Hill and seeing all these crazy things happen, and then occasionally cutting to Sean Bean and his investigating, it did a great job at keeping me intrigued, and I do think they did a great job with like that dreamlike feel that the film has. I've talked about the visuals in the other two films and how they fell short, but here they absolutely nailed it. The production design is amazing, the cinematography is great, and even the CGI holds up better than I expected. They also do some interesting things when they reveal the backstory of Silent Hill. It looks like some old film. I like that. The creatures look great. There's some pretty decent gore, and I thought they really utilized Pyramid Head very well. Bro even takes a couple of seconds to aura farm real quick. He walks up some steps, grabs some lady, rips her skin off, and then throws it at Rose and the cop lady, I forgot her name, just because he can. I thought the climax was a ton of fun, just a bunch of barbed wire flying around, ripping people apart. It was great. And when we get to the end of the movie and we see that Rose and Alessa are basically dead, I did get kind of sad. I did actually care for these characters, which is more than I could say for the last two films. I think I respect this film more than anything. So much of it really does just feel ambitious. This is a very unique film and definitely a hidden gem. It is 100% style over substance, but the substance is decent and the style is spectacular. Christoph Gans did a great job with his direction here, which is why it's so sad that he couldn't do it again with this latest film. The more I sit with this movie, the more I enjoy it, and yeah, this was always going to be my number one. So that was my ranking on all of the Silent Hill movies. Let me know yours, and please subscribe. I talk about movies, video games, TV, and more, or go check out some of my other stuff. I just did a review on the new movie, Send Help. I did a ranking on all of the 28 Days Later movies. I did that Return to Silent Hill review. So yeah, I hope you'll go check those out, and I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.